Hello everyone, this is Mr. Ege from Fairfax High School, STEM teacher, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the basics of AutoCAD. I want to introduce the basic concepts of AutoCAD by creating a dice. It's just a dice is a cube, and we're going to do that simple project, and in the meantime you're going to get an idea of how to draw lines on different surfaces and so on. So let's get to it. And the purpose of this entire project is, I know many of you do not have AutoCAD. Some of you may have AutoCAD on the personal laptops. Just take a look at it and look at the concepts as I'm teaching and see if you can, use it later on in your lives because this is a very popular program. And you're going to be dealing with sometime in your life, and I'm pretty sure about it if you go to particularly in engineering field or architecture. So it's a good idea to be familiar with the very important concepts in the beginning. So let's see how it goes now. I am going to start AutoCAD by just clicking on the icon I have over here, and so we can continue from here. Specific length of the box will be 0.625. Okay, so enter, and the box is created. Okay, and there's a little bit too much. There's a little bit too much light reflecting from the box, so I'm going to change the settings to hidden line. That's going to look like this, or you can also change it to from the upper left hand, top left hand corner. I can click on the text, hypertext to 2D wireframe. Okay, and what I like to do, I want to draw a surface, two lines on the surface closest to me, on the right hand side of the dice, and I want to draw two diagonal lines to intersect those lines to locate the center of the right hand side of the surface. Okay, so for that I'm going to do line command and select the line command. My object snap is already set to endpoints, midpoints, and intersection points. If you're familiar with the object snaps, and this is right over here, over the lower right-hand corner, if you click on it, you'll see that the use endpoint is selected, midpoint selected, and the intersection is already selected. Okay, so I'm going to pick the top right and I'm going to turn off the ortho because we're not drawing ortho lines, perpendicular lines. Enter. I'm going to pick the top left and the top lower right hand corner. Enter. Okay, so now I have two diagonal lines intersecting each other. Establishing the intersection is establishing the point where I want to put the mark for one. Okay, the mark is going to be carved into the dice. This dice is right now in the form of solid, and to create a mark at the center, I have to find the cone command on the top left hand corner. Okay, top right corner of the ribbon. I click on the box and triangle the arrow underneath the box. There's a cone command. When I click on it, you'll see that. Click on that, and you pick the center point at the right intersection. Okay. But the cone is not coming right. You can see that right now. And the reason for that is your UCS has to be right on this surface, and it is not. The UCS, user coordinate system, you can see on the left. So I'm going to cancel this, escape. Look at the UCS on the left-hand side. Okay, so Z is showing up, and the Y and X is right on the bottom surface. So what I want to do, I want to put the UCS right on the surface. To do that, I'm going to type UCS. That's a command. Enter. and it gives you a bunch of options. I'm going to select face option, okay, and then pick up the surface of the box and click, okay, and enter. This way, I establish my UCS to be right on the surface, okay? So that's going to help me to operate on the surface. So to do that, I go to cone again, okay, and select the center point. This time it's coming out right. Now it's asking me the radius or diameter if I like to. So for the radius, I'm going to enter 0.05 or 0.05, enter for the radius. And now the cone command is asking me to pick up the height. I want the height to be inside, towards the inside of the solid, of the dice. So I'm typing the same number, 0.05 minus, okay, so it's going to enter minus 0.05, enter. Okay, there it is. So we have the first point is created. I'm going to change the view from the 2D wireframe to conceptual. You can see better now. Okay. Or from conceptual to realistic. Okay. With the realistic, there's too much light. I'm going to turn off the lights, so no shadows, point lights. I'm going to just sound status, turn off the sound also. And I think it's better now already, okay? And so I'm going to subtract this little cone at the center, okay, from the large box. So there's a subtract command. I go to Home tab and select the subtract command, and then select the entire box, enter. Then move my cursor and select the cone. When I move my cursor right on the cone, it will highlight it. Then I'm going to click on the cone and enter. Now we have a hole on the surface. Okay. Now I want this hole to be black. So how do I change the color of the hole? Luckily, there is a color command, solid edit color command somewhere here. So when you move your cursor under the home, under the solid editing, the second from the top right, click on it and color faces, okay? So command menu requires me to select the surface. So I'm picking the cone, inside surface of the cone, okay? Because its cone is already subtracted, disappeared, but now we have the inside surface left. Enter. Now it's asking me what color I choose. I experienced this before. These colors, all those black colors are not looking very good. Something close to black. Color 19, I think responding much better. So I click on OK. Now it looks cool. Okay. Okay. So far so good. So don't forget to save it from time to time. Control S for saving. I did save it early, so computer knows where to save it. I'm saving it on my account, on my Google account. And now I'm going to move, okay, the back side of this surface, because right behind, on the back side of 1, there is a mark of 6, okay? Orbit command works best. So I'm going to type orbit, enter, and then rotate it, okay, the back side. And then exit, right mouse button and exit. What we need here is number 6. Number 6 requires several lines, okay? So I'm going to go to line command and pick up the top left corner and draw a line. And then from the top right corner to the bottom right corner, I draw another line and enter. Okay, so I'm going to use, again, UCS command to select the surface. So type UCS, enter. I'm going to select the face option, enter. I'm going to select the face of this surface. When I move cursor, computer sees and highlights it, click on it, okay, and enter. So this way, my UCS, XY coordinates, simply move down to the surface of the. So I can draw anything I want on the surface. This is a very useful command, UCS, F for face, select the face, click on it, computer now makes the right surface, okay, is a current surface. Current surface enables me to draw any line I want. Okay, so I'm going to offset, okay, these two lines, okay. I want to show you one more time to draw the line. You pick the line command from the top left and you just click on it. You go like this to the top right. From top right, you go to top left, okay? So you have two lines and enter key. Now I'm going to use the offset command. Now I want this to be offset, 1, 2, 3 offset lines. Basically, we're dividing the surface into 4 equal spaces. So I know the total height is 0.625, and I need to calculate, use the calculator, what happens. So 0.625 divided by 4 is easy to calculate maybe, but just type the cal, C-A-L, okay? There comes the calculator, and just type 0.625, okay? And divide it by 4, okay? And then hit the enter key, or okay, and it's 0.15625. Okay, so this is exactly looking to height. This is exactly what you're offsetting. The offset command is right now over here, right under the modify offset. Click on it. Okay, there's a horseshoe shape right there, and then when you click on it, the computer will ask you offset distance. So offset distance is 0.1625. So I'm typing 0.15625. Enter. Okay. Now it says select the object to offset. So I'm selecting that corner, and then I'm picking any point underneath. I'm selecting that last line. I'm picking any point underneath. Offset is making simply copies on the side of the surface I'm picking. Click. So I have now 1, 2, 3 copies made. Enter. Okay? Vertically. So that divides the available space into 4 equal spaces. Okay? Now, I want to divide the space, okay, into 3 equal spaces. For that, I'm going to have to find 0.625 by 3. So you go to here, okay, and 0.625, okay, divide by 3, and enter. And what do we get? Okay, didn't mark it. Backspace. Okay, 0.625 divided by 3. Okay, enter. And enter mark is right over here. Enter. That's 0.283. 0.283 is my new number. Okay, I can even copy Control C. So offset again. Select the vertical line that you just created. Okay. Okay, so offset again. Offset distance is going to be 0.208, 0.208. Enter that number, okay, in the command menu. Select the line, that's the vertical line I'm choosing, I just on the right-hand side, okay. And then I'm picking any point on the left-hand side, blank space. I'm selecting the last point, I'm picking any more point. So we have the intersection of 1, 2, 3, okay, spaces, and six intersections of those lines. Those 6 intersections of those lines are going to be establishing, okay, 6 points, okay. So how do we do that? Very much remember how we did it, cone command. So we're going to go to cone command, select the cone command, okay. And we're going to pick that surface. Okay. Now it's asking me the size of the cones. Computer remembers the size of the cone and shows me inside the chevron mark, 0.05. Okay. And if memory recalls, 0.05 is correct number for the radius. Enter. Okay. And now it's asking me the height, and previous one was minus 0.05. So I'm going to take it as same as minus, okay, 0.05. Enter again to accept that. Okay. So the cone should be there, and when I move my cursor, I can see it. When I move my cursor away, it disappears. But when I move my cursor right at the corner, and I can see it, all I have to do to copy that cone 6 times. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move my cursor over edit and copy. Okay. And the copy command is right over modify, right over here on the ribbon. Click on the copy command. Okay, select objects. I'm selecting the cone only, the single cone. And don't click on it until you see your cursor. Your cursor moves on it, then it highlights the cone, then click on it. Right mouse button, enter. And now it's asking you from point or displacement, base point. Base point is the intersection of these two lines. Okay, remember you just created. So pick that intersection. When it is highlighted in green, it's hard to see. I can show you right now. Click here like that. Okay, and click when you see the green X. And move your cursor to the right, to the next intersection, right next to it. When you see the green X again, click again, okay? Move your cursor right underneath, and then you see, when you see the green mark, click on it, and there's another one over here on the left. Click one more time. Remember, we're making 5 copies, altogether 6, okay? And then finally, I made, okay, 6 copies, and enter key. Are they all there? They're not showing normally, but when I move my cursor, I can see they are all there. There are all 6 cones right there, which we're going to subtract in a second and then color them. Okay? All right. So subtract command. We're going to go to subtract command on home, on the ribbon on the top left corner. Under the home, there's a solid editing. And there's not the icon right at the bottom underneath the top left corner is the subtract, solid subtract. So you click on it, you select the object, okay, and the empty space, blank space, enter. Well, you have to enter. Then you need to select each cone one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 6 times. 4, 5, and 6, and enter. All of a sudden now I have 6 empty cones, okay, or blank cones that I'm going to color in a second. So Control S for save. Every time you accomplish something, save it. How do I color it? I go to solid edit color command, right? So right, it is under the solid editing, under the color, right over here. Computer remembers where the last command I used, so it just shows it to me right now. And move your cursor right inside surface of the cone. There's no cone there and only inside surface left. Click each one of them. Click and click and click 6 times. And it's highlight. Every time you click, correct the highlight. Enter key. And remember the color 19. And you select the color 19. It's the critical color. Okay. And now we have 6 dots. So we accomplished the 1 surface that has the 1 and surface of the dice that has 6. Now on the top, we're going to have 5. Okay. And the 5 is a little bit different than the 6 configuration. You need to draw the geometry first. Okay. So enter key after all this and Control S for save. Surface is done. Now, next thing to do is to draw, okay, lines again, the way we did it. First, in the number 5, you have to visualize that there are 5 different dots. So we have to establish the center points of it, okay? So you click on the line command, you pick the top right, you pick the lower right, you pick the left, and then upper right, enter, okay? So we have established the center point, but this is for the center mark, okay? Now we need to draw, again, different numbers, different lines. So we're picking the corner like this, okay? And like that, okay? Enter. And we need to draw a line in the front, a line in the back. So we're drawing 4 lines, enter, okay? And we need to draw a line again. This time we're picking the midpoint. So midpoint indication is triangle. Just remember, triangle is really, okay? Enter, enter again, line command comes back. And then you pick the triangle, and when you see the triangle, click again, enter. Enter line again to close the line, enter again to start the line. Okay, now I have those diagonals all drawn. Okay, that's going to be indicator of, or geometric places of the centers of the cones that I'm going to locate. So that I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cones, okay? All right, so let's draw the first cone right at the center, okay? Cone command, select the midpoint, and, oh, we forgot, we left something out. What is it? UCS, type UCS, enter, and we need to enter F, select the face option, select the surface, pick any point except on line, obviously, okay, enter. Now UCS is located properly. Now to use the clone command, clone, pick the center point, okay? And computer is going to ask me the radius of center, but it's in the chevron, within the chevron marks, it's showing you the radius picked already, which is correct. Hit enter key to accept that radius. It's showing you, okay, a bunch of options, but also showing in the chevron marks again, the previous option you have selected. Computer remembers that. So enter key to select the minus 0.05. Okay, I think it's done. So first cone is done. How do I know? When I move my cursor, I can see it. Okay, I can make copies of this. So I can go to copy command. You can select the cone first to copy. Enter. Pick the point. Oh, it didn't work. Let's try again. If it doesn't work, select the copy command. Move over the cone. Don't click if you don't see the cone. When you see the cone, click on it. Enter, right mouse button. Select the center point, intersection of 2 lines. When you see the green mark, click. Move your cursor over the intersection of the other 2 lines. Move it over here again when you see the intersection of the top right, front right, and left right. Okay? I think we have 5 copies of the cones right now. Okay? And there's here, there's one over here, there's one over here. Very good. So we can subtract those cones from the solid model. How do we do that? We're going to subtract command, and subtract command is right under the solid editing, solid subtract. Click on it. Okay? For that to happen, you need to select the dice, okay, in the middle. Click. Then you need to select each cone one at a time. Only when it's highlighted, then click. Don't click before that. Click, and when it is highlighted, click. When it's highlighted, click. Enter key. Now we have 4. We need to have one more. So select subtract command. Click on it. Enter, and select. Pick one in the center. Enter. Now we have 5 marks, which is all good. And what do we need? Color it. Okay. So we go to color command, solid edit color command. Select the solid edit color. Okay. Select the faces. Move your cursor carefully. Select one face at a time, and move your cursor to the next one. When it is highlighted, you select this. Okay, when you're sure that you're not selecting another line or anything like this, enter. So 1, 2, 3, 5 cones are selected. Empty cones, okay, inside surface. Enter. You choose the color of your choice, which is number 19 in this case, as you can see on enter. So now we have 5. Control S for save. 5 marks. What is behind the 5? Well, it turns out to be 2 behind the 5. So orbit command will enable you to do this, okay, by just simply changing the direction like that, okay, and right mouse button, exit. And how do we do that? Again, number 2 is located, 2 marks are located diagonally. So we need to draw a diagonal line. But first UCS, let's put the UCS, okay? Enter, and face option, F for face option. Select the face, okay, click, enter, all right. And then you want to draw the line, a diagonal line, which goes from one corner to other corner. Enter. And you want to draw the lines between corner to corner. Okay, why do we need that? Because we need to know the intersection point between this line and it has to be, the space has to be divided into 3. So 0.625 divided by 3 is like 0.208. We did this math before. So I'm going to use the offset command. Okay, and I'm going to select 0.28, which is used earlier. It's already inside the chevron mark. I'm going to hit Enter key and select the surface. Select the line. Apparently, the line, it didn't see it very well. I'm going to draw this line one more time. It's prompting me that it doesn't see the line. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go with the offset command again and accept 0.28 and select the line. Pick a point underneath, select the last line, pick a point underneath. Now I have 2 intersections for the 2 command, enter key. Okay. Now we're going to create another cone like the way we did earlier. Okay, click here and accept 0.05, enter. And now it's asking me the height, accept minus 0.05, enter. Okay. And this cone is already created that we can copy from where it is. There's a lot of copying, intelligent copying for productivity in AutoCAD. So you have like 2, 1 and 2 cones for the mark of 2. Now I'm going to use the subtract command as we did before. Okay, subtract and select solid, enter. You need to select the surface, the cone number 1, cone number 2, enter. Now we have the holes located, okay? And to change the color again, we're gonna be using the color faces, select, and we pick up, save number 1, face number 2, enter. We're gonna choose the color number 19, and okay, there it is. All right, so out of 6 surfaces, I just did 4 surfaces, okay? So I'm going to leave it to you how to do the number 3 and number 4. And I think it's became kind of obvious, okay, after doing 3 times, all right, everything. And we did it 4 times. So I think you have a very good idea how to do that. But at the end, the enter key, at the end, make sure that all the lines are erased. How do you erase lines? I mean, it's a lot of work, one by one, selecting. So there is a command to select only one type of objects to erase, and that's called Q select. I'm typing Q select, and I want to show you how it is used. You go to multiple and line option and OK. All the lines are selected. Press delete key, they're all gone. So is everybody clear on this? I think so. I think you have a good idea, introduction of concepts, basic concepts. What we did is we just created a box to make a dice, okay? And after creating a box, on each surface, we drew lines. And to draw the lines, we just created UCS on the surfaces so that all surface, the current surface becomes available for us to draw lines on it. UCS face enables you to do that. We drew the lines intersecting geometrically correct locations of each cone. We created those cones so that we can subtract them. We subtract those cones so that we can change the colors to black marks, okay, on the dice. And then finally, we erase the lines that we drew at the end, okay? This is what we did. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good introduction now.